Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Leslie and I like to post lifestyle, budgeting, and motherhood type of content here on the Mother Plan. So y'all, I have a paycheck breakdown update for you guys. And I've been kind of putting it off because I was trying to see what my job is going to do. So I don't know if you guys have been looking at the news, but unfortunately I was one of the people who were affected by the massive Kronos hack. So my paycheck was, well, I'm going to just do an understatement. My paycheck was screwed up. So I kind of put off this paycheck breakdown because I wanted to make sure I could still cover all the bills and see if I had to manipulate anything. But it ended up working out to where I feel like most of my extra income was probably going to be used towards debt anyway. So I would kind of cross that bridge with the third paycheck and see where we're at. So I'm going to proceed with all the numbers that, you know, as if I was going to get the amount that I should have. I'm going to proceed with as far as the stuffing my envelopes and things like that. And then hopefully by the time the last paycheck is due, they would have figured it out and all that good stuff. So this is a bummer. I'm not even going to lie. We pretty much got notified after it happened, like that very next day through email, and I didn't see the email, and then I found out when I had to work my next shift. And the reason why this is such a big deal for me is because I worked extra, and it was COVID pay or incentive pay as they call it. And I pretty much lost out at about $2,000 on my paycheck. So this is, I don't know, I was in a pretty bad mood. I was very upset. I'm like, okay, what are they going to do? Because at first they were like, they didn't know how much to pay us for our paycheck. So they decided to duplicate the previous paycheck. That's kind of how they figured that the solution would be, is to at least duplicate your paycheck from the previous time. So that would have been for December 2nd's paycheck, right? But they didn't even do that for me. They messed that part up. So not only did I miss out on the amount of money I was supposed to get, they didn't even put the amount of the check to be from the previous one like they said it would. So that was even short, $600. So y'all, I'm like, I don't even want to do this paycheck right now, but it's okay. It's like, I'm just going to make the best of the situation. And I was so excited, y'all. I was going to be like, this is my biggest paycheck ever and all that good stuff, but it did not pan out that way. And don't get me wrong, this paycheck is still good. It's way more than what I would have gotten normally. So I don't want to be ungrateful, because I am glad that they decided to at least try to give us a paycheck, especially because Christmas is coming up and it's the holidays. So they just wanted to be able to provide some type of income, because they literally have no data. So they just was like, well, whenever the system come back up, we'll reconcile. So basically, if you got paid too much, they're deducted from your next paycheck. If you didn't get paid enough, they're going to add it to the next paycheck. That is the best case scenario. However, I'm already telling y'all, we're on, what is this? This December 22nd that I'm now doing this paycheck breakdown. But we are getting ready to be done with this new pay period, and the system is still down. So I am low-key concerned that I just want to make sure I get my money. At least, though, for this pay period, we are tracking our payroll manually. So we are definitely still using the time clock to clock in electronically, and then we're also writing it down so they can compare to make sure that we'll at least get this paycheck that will be corrected. So unfortunately, y'all, I may not even get this money until next year. So that's a bummer, and that's going to affect my plan for paying off debt and whatever extra I had planned for the end of the month, because I just didn't know how many shifts I would actually get. But it's been pretty good. Like last week I worked 4 shifts, y'all. I was super tired. So that check had incentive pay plus overtime pay plus weekend pay. So I'm like hoping that at least they get this check correct. So yeah, that's my little rant. I know I've been talking for a good, 5 minutes, but I just wanted to give you guys an update as far as, yes, we were affected by that hacker. So I'm a little upset. Okay, so I'm gonna start off with the other paycheck. The first paycheck was $1,400 as far as our projected amount, but we did do good and bring home $1,608. So that was a plus because I wasn't expecting that much. Now for the hospital job, $3,500 is the minimum amount. And y'all know I always try to project under, right? So it was supposed to be more than that. I felt like once I got done calculating everything, because I do my pre-budget, and I'm like, okay, I looked at my hours. I'm like, okay, it should be close to $4,000 is what the paycheck should have been, right? And I only projected $3,500 because I want it to be, you know, more on the lower end in case I calculate things incorrectly. But I only got $2,293. Okay, it's like depressing writing it down because, like I said, it should have been about $4,000, but it was only $2,293. So I did get a check. So I'm grateful. Like I said, I am grateful that I got a check. And y'all know this is about $700 more than what my normal amount is. Y'all know I normally bring home about $1,500 on a normal paycheck. But since I've been picking up extra, it's been on the higher end. So this is still higher than my normal. So I am happy about that. I am upset that it is not what it should be. But I digress. I'm going to move on. That's why I said I was debating on doing this now because I thought that maybe it would get fixed and then it would just cut a check, you know, for the difference. But that has not happened, and we're well into the new pay period, and we're about to be done with that. So I was just like, you know what? I'm just not going to worry about it. So anyway, that's that. All right, so I'm going to just lump everything in the other category. Our rollover from the previous month, which was about $51. And then y'all know we get money for, you know, online stuff, renting a room, the child tax credit. So one was $665, and then the child tax credit was $550. So the other came in right on target. So I'm going to put that as our projected amount plus the actual amount. So $1,266. So let's go ahead and add up our projected. So the projected $1,435 and $1,266. So we thought we were going to be working with $6,166, but since my check was short, we are going to be working with $5,167. So honestly, that's not too bad because I did help that this check here was way more than what we projected. So that's good. You know, gotta take the positive, right? The positive is it's not as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay, so what I'm gonna do next is write down all of my expenses, and I'll be right back.
Issues, I know I got issues. Hate you, then I miss you again. Selfish, I can be so selfish. Spend more time when meeting your friends. Please forgive my attitude. I want my cake and eat it too, but a little grace would be enough.
Alright guys, I'm back and I have all our expenses written down, so let's go ahead and get started with those. So the mortgage came in at the correct amount, so we're just doing half, so that's $1,180. The medical insurance, same thing, so it's going to be $200. And the credit card bill, we paid exactly $215. The electrical and water bill was actually $171. So that came a little under, only by $9. The life insurance is the exact same at, no, actually it was $136. I don't know why I put $137. It was $136. Yeah, I had those backwards. So this was $136, and then the internet was actually $127. So I need to switch that. That's the internet and our landline. The Sling TV came in at $44. Solar panels, we paid $195, and then the pest control was $102. I think I always do that for some odd reason. Each month, it's technically the internet is always 127 and the life insurance is 136. I don't know how many paycheck breakdowns I've done. It evens out. It's only because it's just $1 here and there, but I just noticed it this time. But anyway, I'm rambling. Let's go ahead and add up our projected amounts. So 1180, 200, 215, 180, 137, 126, 44, 195, 102. All right, so our projected amount is $2,379. And then the actual amount is $2,370. So we did come under about $9, so I will take it. It's always better to be under than over. So I'm going to take that $2,370 away from the $5,167. So now we're working with $2,797. Let me just write that to the side here. $2,797. So I'm going to go ahead and write down all of our cash envelopes, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, first one is going to be groceries. So this paycheck, I went ahead and did the rest of that extra 100 that I was talking about for the month. And now that I think about it, I put way too much thought into that. I was like, this is so weird. It's because I added it in my pre-budget for the month. And I'm like, Leslie, you do paycheck breakdowns every 2 weeks, so you don't really need to add any extra. So anyway, I'm just gonna add the extra $33 just to kind of make it even, because last time I did $267. Y'all, I don't know why, but it is what it is. It's just fine because we could use the extra for the holidays anyway. So technically I was still just supposed to do the 200, 200, 200 since I do break it down even more. So I do monthly budgeting, and that's just to kind of plan everything out. Then I do paycheck breakdown budgeting, so paycheck to paycheck budgeting, just to make sure I'm covering all the bills into the next paycheck. And then I do a monthly budget report to make sure everything was good. So I just was confusing myself. So anyway, so we're gonna do that $233 for the groceries. Childcare, the same. We are going to do $100. Gas, I'm going to do $175. Miscellaneous, we will do $50. And actually the rest of these are going to get $50 as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and add all of our cash envelopes up. All right, y'all, we have a total of $708. Very good. I'm going to take that $708 away from the $27.97. So we are going to be working with $2,889 for our sinking funds. I'm going to add that. I'm just going to put it right here if I can fit it. $2,089. Okay, so I'm going to double check this just to make sure we are good. So start off with $51.67 minus the 20. Y'all, my voice is going out. $23.70. Excuse me. Okay, and then I'm going to subtract the $708, and we are correct, $20.89. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. What I'm going to do next is write down all of my sinking funds, and then I'll come right back.
I could finally see, bringing out the best in me. Yeah, I don't want no problems, but I know I got a lot of work to do.
All right, y'all, I am back, and I apologize for my horrible handwriting. So I'm gonna read them out so you guys can know what they say. Okay, so home maintenance, I am going to be putting $200 in this envelope. Y'all know I'm trying my best to, you know, fill these up for the new year, just because I know we was having this extra income. Hopefully that check could come in. All right, so car maintenance, I'm still going to do $200 for that one as well. Pet care, I'm going to do $20. Terminex. So y'all, Terminex, my pest control is Terminex. So I know I don't want to confuse people. We pay regular pest control every other month. So that's what the 102 comes from. And then this right here, the sinking fund, that's for our termite protection. So I do those separately just because that bill is due every January. So I don't want you guys to think I'm like triple, double paying over here. Our regular pest control every other month, and then our termite protection is every year. So this one is pretty much done. I'm just, trying to be, proactive and just add a little bit more each paycheck while I have the funds so we can get started on the upcoming year. So $20 for that envelope. My daughter's karate envelope, like I said, we just paid for her classes, so we should be good. I'm just going to add $30 for now. The birthdays and gifts envelope, I am going to do $200 for that one. Y'all know Christmas is coming up. And then emergency prep, I'm going to do $50. This envelope is pretty good too, but like I said, I just want to make sure we beef up all the envelopes. Lilybug is also going to get $50. So will Maya. Household, I'm going to do $60 this time. I think this envelope is pretty good, but just in case. Clothing, I'm going to do $40. Vacation will also get $40. And then beauty will get $40. And then the IDK yet envelope, y'all already know, pretty much is going to be for wash and dryer. Just haven't pulled the trigger yet. That wash and dryer is still holding on. So I'm still holding on to this money. So once it does go kaput, I am going to have that money fully funded. So this is good. We're going to add $330. I'm for sure we have enough, y'all. Like, I'm not getting no high tech. Well, I take it back. I do want a nice washer and dryer that will last, because we typically do spend a good little bit on a washer and dryer, but ours last for years and years. So I'm not going to go cheap, but I'm not going to spend like $2,000. So this envelope should be fully funded. I'm just adding extra just in case things pop up. This is kind of like, I'm kind of like thinking of it as an emergency fund, but not really, because I do have a separate emergency fund that's in our account. This is just going to be for things that, like I said, I don't know yet, in case something pops up and I just want to have money for things that don't necessarily fall in each of these categories, but I want to have money set aside just in case we need it. I hope that makes sense. So let's go ahead and add all this stuff up. All right, we are going to be adding $1,330 to our sinking funds. Yay. All right, so I'm going to subtract this $1,330 away from the $2,089. We have $759 to work with. So y'all, I am going to pretty much do the saving challenge for this paycheck. I have the numbers right here, but I'm not even going to pick them. I just want to be done with this because of, I don't know what that check is going to be looking like, and I want to make sure that I'm able to fully fund this challenge. So we literally only have 4 numbers left. I was going to pick 2 for this paycheck and then 2 for the next paycheck, but since we have so much money left for this particular paycheck breakdown, I'm just going to pull all the numbers so that way I can do my video when it's time. So the first number is 40. The next number is 42. The next one is 27. And then the last one, 41. Look at that, 40, 41, 42. How did that happen? Okay, so 40 plus 42 plus 27 plus 41. That is $100. Look at that, $150 right on the nose. Just so y'all can see, 40, 42, 41, and 27. And y'all, that's it. Those are our numbers for our 52-week saving challenge. I am happy that we were able to complete this challenge. So I'm not going to do any debt. I'm just going to do 52 weeks. And Ooh, y'all, that looks horrible. We pulled numbers. Let's use this color. We pulled, what we said, 40. So we did 40, 41, 42, and then 27. So I don't have a projected amount. I just said I'm just going to get rid of this challenge. So the actual is going to be 150. All right, so we started off at 2089 minus the 1330, and we were left with 759. Okay, and then we are putting 150 into our saving challenge envelope. Now we're left with $609. So what I'm actually going to do with that is roll that bad boy into the next pay period. Just because I don't know what our check is going to be looking like, and I do want to have some money reserved for our debt snowball. So let's go ahead and plug these numbers down into our summary, and then we'll get set up for our cash stuffing. So for our income, I projected $6,166. That wasn't the case. We only brought home $51.67, but that's okay. The expenses ended up being $9 under, so that was $23.70. Our cash envelopes, we said we're going to put $708. For our sinking funds, we're going to do $1,330. We're not going to do any debt payment, so cross that out. But we will put $150 into our saving challenge envelope. And then this should be left with the 609. So I'm going to add these numbers up, and hopefully we did our math correctly. So 5167 minus 2370 minus 708 minus 1330, and then minus the 150. All right, so that is $609. I'm going to put that in green since we are over. $609, and then this is going to be rollover. All right, I hope you guys can see that. So let's go ahead and recap. Y'all already know I complained about this for the first 5 minutes of the video. My check was significantly short at about almost $2,000, but that is okay. We were still able to bring home a significant amount of $5,167. Our expenses came in at $23.70, which was excellent. Our cash envelopes, we decided to put $708 in those, and then for our sinking funds, we did $13.30. And y'all, we're going to go ahead and finish out the 52-week saving challenge. Yay, so I can do my other video. And we put $150 into that envelope. And that's going to leave us with a whopping $609 that we will roll over as income into the next paycheck breakdown. All right, so that's it, you guys. I am going to be needing $150, $708 plus the $13.30. I'm going to be stuffing a total of $2,188 into our cash envelopes and sinking funds. So that is awesome. I am going to set up for that video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below and hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. All right, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.